Welcome back to another Mustache Predicts. I'm not actually going to be predicting much of anything tonight because we already know Dodgers won the World Series here in 2020. Last time that they won it was in 1988, 32 years ago. It was a very, very weird season since baseball started late this year and only 60 games were played. The Dodgers were able to win the most number of games this year, and they finished the regular season at 43-17. Then they went on to sweep the Brewers. They swept the Padres. They got down, I think it was 3-1 to the Braves. They came back, beat the Braves, then proceeded to just lay it on thick on the Rays. So I think it was a pretty good series. The one thing I will say, the Rays were definitely playing catch up the entire time. Game 1, Dodgers won 8-3. Game 2, the Rays won 6-4. That was Blake Snell pitching. Game 3, Dodgers won 6-2. Game 4, the Rays won 8-7, and that was that kind of crazy game that ended with 2 errors by the Dodgers. Game 5 ended 4-2, and then Game 6 here ended 3-1, and the Dodgers ended up winning the series 4-2. So last night's game, the Dodgers didn't really do anything impressive for me outside of that Mookie Betts double and taking advantage of the pitching mistake with the pass ball. And then, obviously, striking out 16 of the Rays batters, absolutely ridiculous. I was actually just kidding about the not doing anything impressive. Most of their batters didn't do anything impressive. Mookie Betts did. Chris Seager ended up with a fielder's choice single, which ended up getting a run in, which ended up really helping them out. But I think Game 6, Mookie Betts, 100% MVP of that game. He hit the double. He had heads-up base running, stole third. Granted, it was a pass ball or a wild pitch. I'm not sure what they scored it. And then he ended up hitting a home run in the bottom of the eighth to extend the lead out by 1 run. Aside from all of that, we were able to see Cy Young Blake Snell last night. He was sitting Dodgers down all night, going 5.1 innings, and he got 9 strikeouts. That's 9 of the 11 strikeouts that the Rays pitching staff had. 9 of the 11. The Dodgers had 16 strikeouts. Their pitching staff had 16 strikeouts on the Rays, and it was spread fairly evenly across the board. So that game last night was Blake Snell against the Dodgers. Or I should say Blake Snell, Randy Arozarena against the Dodgers. That was basically it. So, but the 5.1 innings and the 9 strikeouts is just what the Rays needed. It was all ruined when Anderson came in, gave up the double to Mookie Betts, then had the wild pitch or a pass ball. I'm not sure what it was scored. The runner scored from third on that. Then Seager ended up getting that hit. Mookie Betts was able to beat the throw out because he's fast. And at that point, the entire tide of the game changed. The momentum was with the Dodgers, and it was carried through for the rest of the game. You could tell in the top of the ninth with those 3 batters when they came up, definitely with the fact that Adames looked at strike 2 and strike 3. Didn't even attempt to swing. So they once the Dodgers got up, I had actually messaged my dad and told him there's no way that the Rays win this. They're going to start swinging at trash, and essentially that's what happened. 16 strikeouts will do that to you. Completely ruined all their confidence, and they couldn't hit the ball. It was obvious. So the Rays didn't show up. They needed to hit the ball. They didn't hit the ball, and they lost. That's the way it goes. Aside from that, I know Seager, I think he's well deserving of the MVP. I do think that Mookie Betts deserves some consideration in regard to how he performed this game, and then he definitely performed fairly well in a lot of the other games. His play out in the outfield was also great. I don't think that the Dodgers would be where they're at if it wasn't for some of the plays that he made. So Seager, Mookie Betts, those guys definitely did well. Not that I don't think Justin Turner deserves MVP status, but he definitely, when he hit those home runs in back-to-back games, I think that he definitely put the Rays on their heels, which made them feel as though they were always fighting back, trying to claw back from being behind, which definitely hurt them as a team. Now, with that all being said, I think Seager's deserving of the MVP. If I was going to select one for the Rays, 100%, I don't think anybody would disagree with it. Randy Arozarena, the guy had an absolute insane postseason. I think it was 9 home runs in the postseason. He accounted for, I'd venture to guess that he accounted for almost half of the runs that the Rays had. So Randy Arozarena, hopefully he gets his money next year if he's going to end up. I don't know if he's in a contract year or not, but hopefully the dude gets his money out of this. He definitely showed up to play. If everybody else on the Rays team had showed up to play like him, it would have been a sweep for the Rays. But obviously they didn't, and the Dodgers won. So congrats to the Dodgers, and this is the last Moustache Predicts for a little while, since there won't be any baseball until next year. Might come back for some football games. We'll see.